When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Exclusive interview.
Hello viewers, welcome to your #1 security program on television, Crime Fighters, the Police and You. Last week, we began our discussion on socio-economic consequences of kidnapping and national security, which was well deliberated on. This week, listen to the concluding part as Igo Akariga, editor, Source Magazine, and barrister Justice Uwegu, human rights lawyer, tackle the issue of socio-economic consequences of kidnapping and national security.
Crime Fighters, promoting security consciousness.
When I was introducing this program, I said if we pick our national dailies, what you see across the pages are crime stories of kidnapping, murder, armed robbery, terrorism. Okay, it's frightening. Are we right to say because we don't have a national policy on security, that is why this issue of crime is endemic?
Is it true that we do not have a national policy on security?
I'm not aware.
What is a national policy on security? When you have the police, you have the Security and Civil Defense Corps, you have immigration, you have customs, you have the army, you have I think Nigeria is about one of the most I don't want to use the word the most police state, but it's a country where you have many people wearing uniforms. It does not translate to effective security. Let us look at what happened in Kenya. Kenya is an African country because I detest citing Western examples. The Westgate shopping mall was attacked by terrorists. All right? And within 30 minutes, that mall was surrounded by Kenyan troops, the police, plainclothes men, and the army. Now what happened? I saw helicopters, drew recognizers above the roof, and people were trained. You saw the way it was handled. All right? For me, I was proud to be an African, the way the Kenyans handled that Al-Shabaab attack. But does the Nigerian police have such helicopters to crack down?
In fact, our president openly owned up that there are no synergy between the security agencies.
I was just talking about the Kenya. You saw synergy, how they were working and coordinating. Yeah. But each time you either find the DSS quarreling with the police or the Security and Civil Defense Corps quarreling with the police. Even the army, you find the army, the navy and air force struggling for supremacy. I see that as a big challenge, and it's really afflicting our ability to provide quality security for Nigerian citizens. Now, be that as it may, how do we come out of this cul-de-sac? All right? I think that the government has a duty here. Now, let us come to the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps and the police. For me, I think that the NSCDC was created, to secure public infrastructure and utilities. If you look at the Akpo killings, right, the Commissioner of Police, FCT, this is, as an editor, I'm talking from the point of view of privileged information. You will find that no policeman went to that scene. Why? The man said they had shootings, and when they came out, they discovered that it was the army and the DSS firing. So he simply redeployed his men back to their beats. In civilized crime, that should not be. There's going to be an operation.
I'm sorry to say this. It's very, very unfortunate that in this country we get everything the negative form. And remember that this country is being governed and managed by selfish politicians. Now, in the federal level, state level and local government level, they are also pressing the same thing. This is the only country where we have minister for this, and we also have minister for state for the same position. That is duplicity of function. You have minister for works, you have minister for state for works. You have a senior assistant, you have senior special assistant, you have executive assistant, you have personal assistants. All these things are just to, settle political wins and all that. And they have carried the same thing to the parastatal, especially to the Nigerian police and the security agencies. The SSS, are they not part of the police?
They were.
Fine. No, is it they were or they are?
No, they were.
Is there any other law that set up SSS?
Yes.
They have an act.
No. Understand what I'm trying to say. The SSS is an arm of the Nigerian police force.
No.
Where is it in the constitution?
None.
That is, understand what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You're talking about empowering the civil defense with gun. I understand that very soon they want to allow aero safety to be carrying arms. Very soon, Lasma will be carrying arms in this state. Kai will be carrying arms. So what are we saying? And that is why very soon, if we continue the way we are, every Nigerian will start carrying his own arms. So the earlier we legalize gun here, the better. Because people are now beginning to use it as an advantage against others. You understand? So all these things are duplicity. The Nigerian police is Nigerian police. As far as I'm concerned, their intention is for the law empowers them to investigate criminal activities, and where somebody is reasonably to have been suspected to have committed an offense, a misdemeanor or a felony, they should come in and investigate. But today, an army man in the barracks will arrest you, take you to the barracks and beat you up. Is it not happening in Nigeria today? Is it their function? If the Nigerian police are doing enough, do you think Lagos State government will set up LASMA here? Is there a traffic division in the Nigerian police? There's a traffic division. Do you think they will set up LASMA?
Okay, let me ask you, Igo, if you were to be Mr. President, what would you do? How would you address these challenges that we have?
If I'm president of Nigeria, it's a simple approach. First, we have the Ministry of Internal Affairs. We have the Minister of Police Affairs. He was talking about duplication of offices, responsibilities, and all that. That on its own creates a challenge. Now, this year's budget is close to 5 trillion. Nigeria is just a country of at the maximum 160. Let's say 180 million.
180 million.
You have a budget of 4.6 something trillion. Every year it is like that. Now they have done midterm budget up to 2016. All these monies, you don't see anything. If I am president, it is simple. Let there be visible and invisible security on the ground. How do I mean? You have close to 200,000 Nigerian graduates coming out of the universities every year. Put all of them into security and pay them. Government policies must be driven by effective planning. If a president is making a policy statement or decision, you must have provided the funds. For example, if you say it took channels or so to report the rot in the police college for them to start repainting and making up windows. It's a shame. We can't continue on this path because honestly, it's a shame when little things that we should do as a country, we don't do them. He talked about politicians that have really messed, and I agree completely. The political class have seized the soul and conscience of Nigerians, and they are running the country as if it belongs to them alone. But I tell you one thing, kidnapping is a symptom of the greater danger that lay ahead. When you find fellow citizens kidnapping fellow citizens, even killing them, it is a symptom of what lay ahead. You see, one day, if we are not careful, there will be an implosion and we will all be consumed.
You think that is possible in Nigeria?
Security is a serious challenge.
The problem we have today is the problem of poverty, and our leaders know, and that is what they are using against the citizens. And it is because of this that somebody who has been indicted or who has stolen money will come out in 2015 to vie for one political position or the other, and will go to under bridge and hire people and share them 5,000. They will wear t-shirts and be saying, now you will know. Why? Because for a long time they have not seen 5,000 naira. What do you expect? We are in a country where he who pays the piper, they test the tune. And that is exactly what is happening in this country. So the only weapon they are using against Nigerians is poverty.
So what's the way out? You said the politicians have held Nigeria by the jugular.
You see,
what's the way out?
I made a recommendation to the president. Though the problem we have is that they will not listen. One, Nigerian situation and problem can be solved within 1 week if the Wonder Bill is implemented.
You've mentioned Wonder Bill.
Yes.
What is Wonder Bill?
No,
Nigerians may
yeah,
not know what Wonder Bill
they don't know, but I'll keep on saying it.
What is Wonder Bill?
No, I will not say it here. You know why? I keep on saying it until when the government will realize and call us, we'll explain to them. Because I've discovered that in this
some other people might also say
you know why?
use that as a means to make money for yourself.
Why should I? You know why? I have been in a situation in this country, I've seen situations in this country where if you have a good agenda, a good brainchild, and you sell it to them, they will hijack it and use it in negative form. Let them come to me. If we implement it and it fails, let them hold me responsible. I call it the Wonder Bill. Secondly, the Nigerian government should make government positions less attractive so that everybody will know that you're going there to serve, to become the chief servant to the people and not to loot. Because in the first place, all this money you are acquiring, where are you going with them? Thirdly, you should provide, like he said, the constitution says the major essence, the aim of government is for the welfare and security of the citizens. These two things, welfare and what? Security. If there is a good welfare package, security will be on a very minimal stage.
You know, we're quick to refer to the constitution of the portion where it says that it is the responsibility of government to provide security and to protect lives or whatever. But I want to put it to you that if you are appointed today as the president of our nation, you may also forget that aspect of the constitution.
No, you know why we're always referring to it? The leaders, though I don't see them as leaders, I see them as rulers.
As what?
Rulers, because there's a difference between a leader and a ruler.
Do you agree?
Yes, there's a big difference between a ruler and a leader. Because as a leader, you lead with passion. You want to achieve something. But as a ruler, it is divide and rule. You rule, you make your rules. In fact, it's only in this country I see that a president and governor will wake up one day and make laws. Even when the people the laws are made for said no, you still go ahead to implement it. Let me tell you the truth. When the law on traffic was made in Lagos State, I oppose it. It's a good law. But I oppose it only in one reason. I said before this law comes in force, please sensitize the people. The same people you're making this law for, when you were about contesting election, you went to the markets, you went on the streets, share flyers and all the rest. The moment you elected, you're not going with tinted glasses. Nobody sees you. The laws you're making, nobody knows about it. You wake up one day and you want to make laws and start enforcing it to go for public opinion. Go for referendum. Know what people want. It's not only about laws. Laws are meant for people and not for idiots, and not for stones. We're all human beings, and that is why these things cannot work. And that is why Nigerians will keep on being violent every day. Look at what happened in the pension industry. As a man who stole 30-something billion was meant to court and was meant to pay a mega amount of 750,000. Recently, I don't know whether you are aware, the National Assembly has passed a law now that if you're caught cheating in Jambo or you go for 5 years imprisonment.
Yeah.
Now, but I now ask a question: if you're caught embezzling money, public fund, how many years imprisonment?
You should answer.
That is the issue. You know why? The people making the laws are making it for themselves. Me and you are not privileged to be there to make the law, because now we understand there exist two sets of laws in this country: one for the poor and one for the rich.
I think we have a structural problem in this country, and that is what is also affecting our ability to provide effective security for ourselves. What do I mean by structure? Nigeria is now being run. In those days we talk about military cabal, but the political cabal is becoming worse. The governors in Nigeria are cabals.
NGF.
Yes, the NGF are cabals. And then you see the whole fighting at that level. The vicious fighting that can make governors almost go for each other's jugular. That tells you there is something. He talked about de-emphasizing pecuniary benefits in political offices. I wholeheartedly share those views. Now, we live in a country where when the governor has ruled the state for 8 years, he then struggles to become a senator. He then makes laws to protect his loot. And the rest of us are helpless. We are going back directly to the Hobetian state of nation, where life is short, brutish, and cruel.
What happened in Tunisia?
Yeah.
Can it be replicated here?
For me, it's difficult to replicate any revolution in Nigeria. What the Boko Haram guys are doing is a revolution. I must tell you, because
they're killing
no,
innocent
wait,
people.
it is a revolution, but that is the only way they can express it.
But they're killing innocent people.
Yes, in any revolution, the innocence will die. Karl Marx says that the blood of the innocent water the tree of liberty. So the thing is, for any struggle, the innocence will fall until liberty is assured. Now, I am not, I have not shared the view of the Bokites, the way they are going about it. But I think there is something they want to say. They have no other way to say it than what they are doing. It's really unfortunate, and those are indices. That's why I talked about how Nigeria is degenerating very fast and falling deeper and sinking into the abyss. There seems to be a semblance. I'm from the Niger Delta, but I can tell you that arms and ammunition is being amassed in that region now as we speak. Not only the Niger Delta, across the country. There's a semblance of peace. I call it graveyard peace in Niger Delta, because President Jonathan is from that region and is the president.
Yeah.
So people think that if they rock the boat, it is their son that is there. So for now so that is why I pity this country. For those who are saying that Jonathan must go now, he must not even be thinking about 2015. If we all own Nigeria, then people should be allowed to exercise their full freedoms as a shrine. So the point, yes, I'm sorry, because these are things that
you're going into politics.
It breeds insecurity.
We're talking security.
Yeah, it
not
breeds
politics.
insecurity. If the man goes, for example, and then the Niger Delta erupts, we are having Boko Haram challenges somewhere, and of course, don't forget, Masop is there in the southeast. OPC is keeping quiet. I do not know why suddenly they are lying very low. But all these groups, do they have amnesty? It's only the Niger Delta militant that have amnesty. Did you give amnesty to Masop? Did you give amnesty to OPC?
The topic of this discussion was the economic consequences. Can you both address that issue? What effect would it have on our economy?
The economic consequences of Boko the security challenges. There's no doubt about it that every Nigerian today has known, even the international community, that the economy of this country is going down the drain. One, all the expatriates we used to have in Nigeria, most of them are leaving this country. In fact, if you go outside this country now and say you're in Nigeria, they'll tell no, I don't want to come there. And secondly, go to our airports and watch very well. The major foreigners you see here are the Indians, the Chinese, the Koreans. You know why? These people are die-hard people. You hardly see a real American here. You hardly see a real British here. The American government said that 50,000 slots given to Nigeria for visa lottery has been exhausted. The implication of that is that 50,000 able-bodied men and women have left this country, who were supposed to contribute to the economy and the workforce of this country, and other people are living through other means. What are we saying? So why will it not affect the economy of the country?
The government says the economy is growing by 6.7%. Konjo Iweala is a respected world-class economist. So for the rest of us who are not very good at the figures, every time they do these figures, they taunt us with them. Nigerian economy, see, but for the average Nigerian, they want to see food on their table. They want to be able to come out of school and work. If people come out of school and there is no work, you cannot eat well, you are barely surviving, and you say the economy is growing. I want to see a president who will say, if I come in, if you elect me as your president, I will provide quality security for the country. And this is how I'm going to go about, so that people can hold you to account. Here people just say, I will do this, I will do that. Very vague promises, and when they get in there, of course, nobody can take them to task. So if our Nigeria today is sustaining the South African economy, and that is why the other time there was xenophobia in South Africa, and then President Obasanjo threatened that they will shut down MTN, and now they quickly made peace, and then they recently talked about the yellow card vaccine and all that. Each time Nigeria threatens the economic base in Nigeria, they quickly adjust and make peace with us, because the moment Nigeria shuts down MTN 3 months ago said that they have hit about 50 million subscriber base. Do you know what that is?
I know.
Less than 10 years of their investment in Nigeria. So the investment of foreigners in Nigeria is to drive their economy. We have not been able to drive our economy. We have not been able to evolve practicable economic policies that can translate into benefits for the ordinary Nigerian on the street. Rather, we just bring in these people, they run businesses in Nigeria, and they are not accountable to anybody.
All right, it's on this note I'll say thank you to the two gentlemen, Barrister Justice Ugwegu and Igo Akariga, the editor of the Source magazine, for finding time to come into the Crime Fighter studios to chat with us on these very interesting topical issues. I hope you have enjoyed this wonderful session that we have today. Until we come your way again next week. Thank you very much.
Crime Fighters, promoting security consciousness. Police Brief.
Hello viewers, welcome to Crime Fighters Police Brief, and these are the headlines. Police arrest 2 men for raping a teenage girl to death. Kidnap leader meets his Waterloo in a gun duel with police. Details shortly.
Police Brief.
The police in Obosi, Anambra State, last week arrested 2 persons in connection with the raping of a teenage girl to death at Odume Layout. The incident, according to police, occurred about 9 p.m. on Saturday night when deceased father, who was simply identified as Mr. Mbaka, returned from work and sent the deceased on an errand. As she did not come back home as expected, a search party that was organized to look for her later discovered that she had been raped to death by unknown persons suspected to be artisans residing in the neighborhood. It was learnt a 20-year-old male family friend had allegedly visited the deceased before they both went out together for the errand. However, the deceased was waylaid by the hoodlums around the neighborhood and dragged her to an uncompleted building where they violently raped her to death. A kingpin of a kidnap gang that has allegedly terrorized Aba and its environs met his Waterloo in an encounter with the police last Sunday evening in the commercial city, while his other gang members sustained injuries in an operation led by the area commander, ACP Rabiudai. Briefing newsmen in Aba, Rabiudai said his men received a distress call that a prominent businessman residing at Omenazu Street had been kidnapped at a barbering salon close to his house. He said on getting the information, the police swung into action and traced the kidnappers to their hideout in Umuadaba village in Osisioma Ngwa local government along the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. On seeing the police, the kidnappers were alleged to have opened fire on the police, and in the ensuing gun duel, one of the kidnappers was shot dead while 3 others escaped with bullet wounds. The kidnappers, operating in a white Hilux van, abducted the businessman at a barbering salon around Forks Road. When we traced them to their hideout in a village at Osisioma Ngwa local government area along the expressway. They opened fire on the police, but we overpowered them and rescued the victim unhurt, the area commander said. He also said that, from information available to the police, the kidnappers also operated in Nnekede and Orlu areas of Imo State and took their victims to their hideouts in the village at Osisioma Ngwa. Items recovered from the suspects include 2 motorcycles and 2 AK-47 rifles with 49 rounds of live ammunition each. A robbery suspect who was paraded by the Oyo State Police Command recently stunned everyone when he said it was Jesus that gave him the gun he was using for robbery. The 29-year-old was arrested by the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, Oyo Ogbomosho, upon a tip-off. The State's Police Public Relations Officer, CSB Olabisi Ilobanofo, stated that after the suspect's arrest, 2 unregistered Bajaj motorcycles and 1 quarter-size locally made pistol, 9 live cartridges and different types of handsets were recovered from him. The PPRO said that the suspect will soon be charged to court. And on global updates, the father of a boy who allegedly stabbed a fellow pupil to death in Bickersdale, Rand 14, has handed his son over to authorities. Lieutenant Colonel Katelego Mogal of Kautang Police said that the arrest of the teenage student was with the assistance of his father, who brought him to the police station. The 70-year-old, who has been charged with murder at the Westonoria Magistrate Court on Monday, stabbed to death a 16-year-old Bongo Soksokashi during a fight at Gotalang High School in Backersdale. It is alleged that the fight started in the classroom when the suspect threw an umbrella on the wall and its pieces ricocheted back and hit Soksokashi. Mogal said an argument erupted, leading to both scholars taking out knives and fighting. Mogal also said Soksokashi was stabbed several times and was declared dead at the scene. The suspect was said to have fled the scene after stabbing the 16-year-old to death. And that's all on Crime Fighters Police Brief. Thanks for watching.
Crime Fighters.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.